Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Pearl Dane. The one, the only master propaganda hero psych defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on Mill Road in the south of Ashablois, fighting here for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 1 and 7th Panzer Brigade, with Spearhead Jaeger Infantry and Ostrom. Oh my, in the north it is Angreifen, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 6th Armored Division, with tactical support featuring light machine guns, half-tracks, and 5 specifically P-47s, recon runs, strafing runs, and of course got the M4 German Collab here, which has all the Germans running. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters, champions, heroes, one and all. Without their support, the Propagandacast would not be possible. So big thanks go out to every single one of those wonderful people. Everyone else can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon. Support the Propagandacast that way. Of course, support the Warford by donating via PayPal. Links are in the video description. Or if you're planning about pre-ordering Companies Free, consider doing it via the link in the comments. In which case, use the CoH2 3G while using that, and I get a cut of the sale. So that way you can get Companies Free and support me. So, you know, that's handy. And like to comment, like, share, subscribe. So, we got a double rifle start here versus going to the MD42. In the south, the MD42 team, they're holding it forwards with a second grenade on the way there for Ashablois. Heading eastwards here with the rifle squad. Fairly standard openings in that sense. Capping order. I mean, it's been interesting. His acceleration is more aggressively westwards here, so that's a bit of a slight deviation, say, from the normal capping orders, but it does tend to be at times an interesting feature there of Angreifen in his plays. So, going on here. We got the MD4 sitting up to catch the leaders. They're quick to fall back. They're, of course, not wishing to tangle with MD42 at any range. In the south, the rifle squad slowly moving forwards, using the building here for a bit of reconnaissance, scouting ahead before they possibly run into another machine gun, you know, just some grenadiers with a grudge. North here is thinking about there for Angreifen. Third squad out here. Other squad rolling about here. Clearly concerned about the machine gun here. Angreifen is probably trying to figure out which approach to take here versus Ashablois, since the wrong approach obviously sends his men right into the MD42, which is typically not where you want to be sending your men, unless you hate them. Really hate them. Third grenade squad there for Ashablois. Bit of light skirmishing between the Pioneers and the Rifle Squad. They're obviously going to be one by the Rifle Squad machine. There's going to have time to bring in this, since at long range, the Rifle Squad is going to have a slight hard time with the Pioneers. There you go, machine moving in. But of course, this could have been a bait there by Angreifen, try and bait away the machine gun, allowing the other infantry squads then moving forwards, maybe. Can't be ruled out here. Hard to say, of course, what exactly Angreifen's battle plan is here. Got the captain on the way there. Interesting choice there by him. Rifle Squad challenging on the easy, though, of course, with tactical support. It's not possible to be going for both the captain and the lieutenant, instead just relying on the M5 half there as the light vehicle there. We'll have to see, of course, what his plan there. Machine quickly responding. In this case, the assault here didn't quite fill up fast enough up north. Of course, the Rifle Squad in trouble as well here, so didn't quite, I think, go as flawlessly there as Angreifen had hoped for here versus Ashablois in the south, though. Grenadier Squad here is definitely beyond reach of immediate MD42 support here, and should be overwhelmed with the Rifle Squad pretty quickly, even with the arrival of more Grenadiers here. Up north, and continue to move about. Pioneers retreating, and we got a 4th Grenadier Squad here. Actually, Block commits pretty heavily here to an intensity 1. Captain out there for Angreifen, can of course add the BAR pretty swiftly. Ambulance on the way there, got plenty of men in dire need of some medical support.
A capture point is being overrun.
Don't you worry, sport, we'll get you right back once we find the band-aids. Band-aids? Like, my fingers are almost blown off. I'm gonna eat more than a Band-Aid. Well, about that, we don't have anything else. Oh. Captain there with the BAR is moving on the west side. Quick push here by Ashablois on the car pod here. Moving ahead there for Deutschland with 4 Grenadiers here. Nice and aggressive there. And again, note also just so far, Ashablois has been using the machine gun fairly actively and aggressively. I found that also to be a crucial element of playing the Wehrmacht efficiently. You want to have your machine gun actively supporting your engagements, even if it can at times feel a bit daunting or, you know, overwhelming. Failure to do that can typically allow your opponent to just overwhelm it machine in return there. But it also just can be really crucial in winning engagements swiftly, which is what you want to be doing as the Wehrmacht. Players being pursued here by the Grenadiers here. Going for the fuel point. You can see that Angreifen, I think, is trying to draw attention here from the carve point. Try to force Ashablois to divert forces towards the areas here. I think is a very smart move here by Angreifen. Very wise here. Fuel point rendered neutral. Ashablois, I think, is doing an excellent job here so far, messing with Angreifen's economy. And no sign of anything here from Angreifen. That's Asher. Yeah, so far Ashablois has just been really able to like just get a lot of map control. Part of this just also going for full gun leads MD4 too fast. And while Angreifen now has sort of an equal amount of infantry, came a bit behind there. Plus again the MD4 remains a crucial tool here in Ashablois' toolbox of blitzkriegs. There, go time for those sides. Gonna need some smoke here or some more firepower from another angle. It's been caught here. Ralph's caught suppressed at that range. Also, someone stuck the head out. Captain has arrived, but there's a lot of grenades blocking the path here. Almost got the car point, got the fuel point. Captain, they're rushing in, clearing up one grenadier squad again with the BAR and with the Captain Thompson. The Captain squad can really deliver a lot of firepower very fast. Should not be taken lightly there, actually. Back here, troops sitting out. They're not fully reinforced there, though. Need to be careful they doesn't send them out under strength. They're just going to become easy targets for Ashablois troops. Back in Asher's base, we've got the light mechanized company up there. Light going to be pushing for the 222 here. Could, of course, go for 251 since without that many grenadiers. That wouldn't be like a half-bad choice either. Allow Ashablois to keep them on field more easily. But there you go. Being attacked from several sides here. Very wisely pulls back the machine gun there. Captain is almost wiped up with the grenadiers in the north. Could also start upgrading his grenadiers, by the way, with the light machine guns. Armored car on the way there. Still not much going on here. Definitely suspect we're going to be seeing the half trick as soon as possible from Angreifen here. Also got an anti-tank on the way there. Clearly concerned about an armored car. Or, I don't know, a surprise flame for a half-track. Again, I'm definitely expecting at this point the M5 half-track here being unleashed versus Ashablois, since it can be really powerful due to the sheer amount of DPS it can deploy, combined with its high mobility. Ralph's got to be careful. South here points are being seized, and there you go. M1 anti-tanking out. Okay, it's going for the mechanized command post. I was actually not expecting that. I was, again, really getting the sensation that Angreifen's going to go for the lieutenant that way, pushing his squad numbers also up to 5. But also then we not need to go for the mechanized post. Plus getting access to 50 kills. That'd be, you know, giving Angreifen some fairly, I think, great strategic flexibility. But, I mean, you know, that's how things go. Can start calling that half-track now and equip it with the quad mount. No, apparently doesn't want to go for it after all. Just the kind of impression it's starting to get here. That's what we'll have to see though. Pioneers push back up north here. Massive force here from Ashablois. Gonna use light machine guns. Armored car backing it all up there. Significant amount of infantry and armored car firepower really slowing down here. Angreifen's counter-attack here. Good hit from the entertainer there. No, great shot. They almost took out the armored car there with a single it just needs one more shot. And we do like to get the half-track now here from Angreifen, equipping it with the quad mount or anti-air package. Can of course also start equipping his men with Browning light machine guns, which obviously would help a lot versus the grenadiers. But the MD42's heavy machine gun setting up there. Angreifen, I think, that should start really exerting more pressure on the west side of the map here as Ashablois. After rushing forwards here. Almost got that quad mount ready. Until then he just has to make do with the 5th cal in the front. Almost got it ready. Pack for him there for Ashablois. There we go. Gunnies on the fire here, getting suppressed pretty rapidly. Shot at by 4 50 cal machine guns. Tends to do that. There we go. Popping into the opposite round. See, Ashablois is fearless here versus Angreifen. Fearless, I say. Straight for the fuel point out back at base. Troops getting their light machine guns handed out here. Launching a more efficient counterattack now here versus Ashablois Grenadiers. But there you go, they are still the MD42 with the internal piercing rounds, and they are definitely capable of doing heavy damage to infantry alongside light vehicles. Really good ability there, but tends to get overlooked by a lot of MR players, but it's really good. Keep on neutral again. We finally got a bit more action on the west side here from Angreifen. Seems like you remember that part of the map actually exists. After they're close to half health there, might want to get it repaired soon. Anti-tank moving up, troops moving forward here as well. MD4 sitting up here, but can quickly avoid there by using the train to avoid the arc of fire. Armored comms knocked out. Getting a bit more troublesome here for Ashablois to maintain frontline cohesion as Angreifen's infantry is just powering through Ashablois' frontline here. Causing a pretty rapid collapse here for Ashablois now. And Ashablois just commits to a full retreat rather than trying to like set up in like holdouts and stall for time. They just risk, you know, getting units wiped and handing out support weapons here to Angreifen. I think, while it may feel bad, long term it's probably the better choice there. Picks up the half-track there. After they're going on the base of Angreifen. The base for Ashablois, not much else there. We got the pack float already. The Panzer Kanone 40. Fuel pool now being hit with reactions. Tank tracks being prepared there. More troops arriving here though for Angreifen to clash here with Ashablois forces. There, Gomer's got the point around the neutral. That's going to now start hurting Ashablois' fuel economy. It all should have been relatively untouched here, due to again the very aggressive tactics of Ashablois keeping attention away from it, and more pressure on Angreifen's fuel. Captain Wing liaison's almost wiped out. That's it, the captain is quickly surrounded here by Ashablois forces and will have to retreat. Ralph's caught there. Encountering the MG42 also has to consider relocating to a less MG42 filled space. Basically, we got a pack out here. Interesting choice there. Going for some artillery to pressure Ashablois and the Germans of the 107th Panzer Brigade. Good shot from the pack forward on the half-track. Grab the point here. Near miss. Still got... Oh, we got 2 Browning light machines up there. In fact, all 3 now. Never mind that. That is a certainly incredible upgrade there for Angreifen's infantry. And of course, can also equip the captain. Okay, we've got Ashablois with Spearhead featuring a mortar after which Ashablois immediately commits to. Oh my. Panzer Tactician with Conzo Flight, Fragmentation Bombs, and the Tiger Tank. But a bit rare to see a mortar half-track here. At least at this time, so interesting, very interesting. Not a bad idea though. Again, maps like this typically tend to benefit a lot from some light artillery here, so thumbs up to Ashablois. Gives Ashablois some flexibility, some mobility there, can quickly react to threats here and there. And fun fact for most Panzer Brigades, mortar half-tracks and the occasion and some Stukas of Fussers were all the artillery support they had. But not exactly heavy on artillery support in general. Little fun fact there. He's being hammered with the half-track on the Ralph squad. Bombarding here, unground position there by the southern victory point. And we got the pack house bombarding here, Ashablois' MG42 team, looking to snuff that out. And there we go, tack for Angreifen, wing head for tanks. As for Ashablois, no immediate sign of attack here for the German army there. Armored car probing around here, looking for any Americans. There we go, they appear from the shed. My god, Jurgen says Americans in that shed! My god! After at the ready here, 4 kill choice 32. North Eastland's captain. Captain is definitely outgunned here, also lacking a Browning light machine gun. There we go, almost getting wiped out here. In the center push as well by Ashablois. Pani is clustering the host out as well there. Angreifen seemingly winning most of the engagements here across the front line versus Ashablois. Bravely sending in the armored car crew there, and then deciding perhaps bravery is best applied elsewhere. There we go, MG42 though. Pulled in the second one, but I would help deal with the heavily equipped infantry in this case being caught out in the open versus a light machine wielding teams there. Could have gone poorly, in fact almost got the machine crew cleared out. Bit of luck there. Pack out was ready to snuff them out. Definitely not a bad idea to bring in a second MG42 as mentioned. More half-tech here, also applying pressure now. Again, we can sort of see there the artillery starting to play a bit bigger role here in some of the engagements. Armored culture driving forwards here. Angreifen once more finding fortune sling between his hands here as this front line steadily crumbles away there. Armored car tearing into them. And there you go, pack on trouble here as Ashablois' infantry strikes for Führer und Vaterland. More tapping the hold 40th Ashablois. Ralph's caught pinned down to the ground, suffering the menaces there. Captain needs to be careful, but so do the Grenadiers even more so. And there you go, into now mortar rounds here, probe being launched straight into the base here. Ashablois is absolutely boldly going in there, sadly not letting any Americans to kill with it. Or if you're Angreifen, fortunately, no Americans kill. Machine gun team there, definitely got pushed too far and is ripped apart here by the 3 light machine gun teams there under Angreifen's command there. The 3 Brownings, she's completely slaughtered the machine gun crew there, punishing Ashablois there for a slightly optimistic interpretation of their capabilities under those circumstances. That was a nice haul there for Angreifen, getting himself an MG42 team. will certainly make it a bit harder for Ashablois to use the infantry freely, unless Angreifen has placed the MU-42 as well. Up north, the point being grabbed there by the Reasons Major, using the less combat effective troops to just force away combat troops away from the front line. That is actually pretty smart there by Angreifen. Since again, while they can't defend themselves, at the same time it means there's less actual combat troops to go up against the rifle squads elsewhere. So that's some neat mental war math there. So the tank command post can begin pushing for tanks here. Ashablois has still not taken up. They've really been caught up in the fighting here on the front line, which definitely giving them some advantages, but I fear they risk, getting completely rolled over by tanks if they don't start preparing for tanks themselves. And there you go, armored car down as well here. Half-tank's about to get knocked out. Quickly rushes forwards out of the pack's arc of fire there. Close call there for Angreifen. But Ashablois needs to tech, and there you go. Half-track hits a mine, gets abandoned. So yeah, Angreifen could technically just get it going again. Showing away there for Angreifen as well. Very good there. More traffic back for repairs. Yeah, they're going to get cleared out. They're trying to repair it. They might actually end up being murdered here. If they're not careful. Need to get them out now. Too slow, and lost Reasons as well there. That ended up being quite an expensive anti-aircraft loss then there for Angreifen. Sherman almost done there for Angreifen, and the 6th Armored Division here is the American assault is being slightly bogged down here under fierce resistance from the German 107th Panzer Brigade. Got the Sherman almost done there for Angreifen. Back at base here for Ashablois. Tech finally happening there. Certainly took a while to get that going. Certainly could be that Ashablois is actually only sold for a Tiger tank, which is always a bit risky, to be honest. We shall, of course, have to see what Ashablois' game plan exactly is. He still needs, like, tech for the final phase there. Rifle squad to the Grenadiers there. South here, we got the info to the rifle squad here as well. Several engagements going on here. Ashablois got sort of regional map control here versus Angreifen for now. But now Angreifen enjoys a definite tank advantage here by actually having a tank. And only single pack 40 is going to be tough there for Ashablois to necessarily easily stop the Sherman. Particularly, Angreifen's able to catch the pack 40 in an awkward spot. We've also got the high close rounds now getting ready. That is further bad news for any of Ashablois' infantry. No sign of anything further here from Ashablois. It's making me definitely think there might be a Tiger tank here planned by Ashablois versus the Germans. German, they're falling a bit back. Quickly repairing that up. Enforcement healing. Troops setting out. Yeah, I think we're seeing the next tier being researched. Yup, so likely a Tiger stall here by Ashablois. Of course, interesting, worth noting. One without a second pack. That is definitely one of the rarer tier 2 stalls here. But I think it's a very good indicator just how far ahead Ashablois has been, how confident Ashablois is they can actually pull this off. It's obviously not without its risks, but due to, again, like, fairly efficient fuel harassment and disruption, Ashablois can sort of make it work. But again, it's definitely not without its risks, and it's certainly not what I recommend for the average player. Up north, the major court spotted. There we go. More into them. Mortar round here to try and mess here with Angreifen positions. In the south here, the good flank here by Angreifen's infantry. Overwhelming here, some exposed Grenadiers there. We've got rifle off, but they are not quite able to land a hit. There we go. Sherman catching the machine gun and the pack crew in a bit of awkward spot here. Almost got the machine crew wiped by the Sherman. A lot of action here, a lot of death, a lot of destruction. Something now falling here to the Americans as the 107th Panzer Brigade, 2nd Panzer Grenadier Company is forced to reposition. Still 3 kills. The mortar half-track hasn't been able to quite get many kills on it. Unfortunately, their first blood though. Fortunately for Angreifen, they go Sherman with another great shot there. Almost takes out the entire Grenadier squad. Ashablois is very close to that Tiger tank. More or less almost has the fuel. Just needs to, like, hold on in terms of manpower and then calling the Tiger tank. At which point Angreifen just a single anti-tank gun and the Sherman might find himself a bit pressed, of course, if he can get his hands on the Pack 40. The Tiger tank probably won't be big. There we go, strafing run called in, unleashing the US Air Force here upon Ashablois infantry, and Ashablois to start to retreat here, could lose a Grenadier squad here to Angreifen the Americans. There we go, light machine gun drop to a stinging blow here to Ashablois and the anti-tank, and there's being hammered by the American one. Trying to destroy it here before Ashablois get their hands on it. Mentioned one more, tough tech 5 kills here. And he's almost being wiped out as well there. He's trying, but he can't. You can't cruise something when you're suppressed. But the American gunners are absolutely cross-eyed. Good lord. God damn, where are you guys from? Wisconsin, sir. Wisconsin? Really? Yeah. People from Wisconsin know from being cross-eyed because, god damn, your gunnery sucks. Let's grab the light machine and the Grenadiers. Very close to that Tiger tank. Pack cards, they're firing away. There you go, Tigers all arrived here for Ashablois on the 107th Panzer Brigade. Very much betting everything in the Tiger tank, completely throwing off Angreifen here. The might of Kruppstahl. Major also sent packing, so on the victory being seized. We got 322 versus 291. I imagine as soon as Angreifen spots that Tiger tank, he's going to start churning out Jackson tank destroyers. Pioneers being hammered there. Tiger tank moving forwards. Pinman machine gun almost done there. Pioneers got sent packing there. And there we go, Jackson tanks are there for Angreifen. Are they hurt the Tiger tank, spotted it, or just, figure, what, my opponent might try and go for a Tiger tank? In part because, they've seen the Mortar tank, they know there's only one commander they have with it, so, if they see the Mortar, then for it, you see nothing else. Assuming your opponent's going to go for a Tiger tank is typically like a pretty safe bet. Well, they're pumping seized. Jackson now 1/3 of the way done. Roughly halfway done. Can of course use the captain supervise the Tiger tank, or did Jackson fast route. Tiger tank moving about here. Got one kill so far to his name. Quick bit of air recons here from Ashablois to locate some better targets. Order firing down. Tiger tank going out. Quick shot there, whiffed. Back out to their firing way. Tiger tank moving forwards and they're going to continue to unleash it upon Angreifen position. The Tiger tank rotate. There you go. Armor piercing round from the anti-tank and pierces the Tiger tank's thick frontal armor there. Second shot goes through the Packard's crew. Completely explodes here as it is met by the wrath of the Tiger crew. And the South Gunners got the fuel point here, looking to want to cut the fuel off, but Angreifen achieving the same goal here against Ashablois in the far west. Mortar to keep firing away. There's still 5 kills. Captain there being slaughtered and wiped here. That's the merciless wrath of Deutschland. Tears them apart there. Jackson ready. Anti-tank left Ashablois up there with the Jackson tank destroyer. Air reconnaissance now from Angreifen. Probably looking to get an idea as to where the Tiger tank is. Jackson just go hunting for it. Going to St. John as well there. Tiger tank suffers a fair amount of damage. It's pushed down to half health here. Really rough spot here to be in for the Tiger tank. Mortar half tech also in the danger zone there as the Jackson's on the prowl here. Guided by the United States Air Force, the Jackson begins his lone hunt. But there you go. Deployment of smoke here keeps Angreifen pursuing any further. Apparently the Tiger tank shut down the aircraft too with its pinlight machine gun. It does lead me to find a story where the Germans on the Eastern Front at one time, and I believe that was after Carriers and his crew, shut down the aircraft with the Tiger tank's main gun. Of course, hard to verify if it's true or not, but if it was, that's pretty neat. Into the Sherman here. Good shot there. Five squads being met here by an intense hailfire led here from the Grenadiers and light machine guns. But we got Angreifen's MP-42 to prevent any further breakthrough there by Ashablois in the centre. closing in on Vector 2 here. And there you go. Quick mortar barrage here. Thumbs up. Pack out of our allies. Abandoned in the cemetery. Forgotten. Unused. More traffic scores a kill. Deutschland. Got 267, 268. Pretty close in terms of victory points, to be honest. Pretty close. And air recons again here from Angreifen. Looking to once more again, what Ashablois up to. Tiger tank shoots, misses the very fortunate Ralph squad there. Imagine would rather prefer the Tiger tank keeps missing, which it does. Really, they're lucky there, isn't it, so far? Second pack on the way there for Ashablois. Clearly, I think to help deal with the concern of the Jackson tank stuff, or else Angreifen might toss at it. Ralph squad there, though. Find their luck running out. It's not only the range of them before 2 in the mortar, but also the Tiger tank here, and starts to suffer some pretty excruciating losses there. Jackson failed to penetrate the Tiger tank's front line there. Telemines down to deal with any American assaults there. Tank-based assaults. Second pack 40 ready. We'll have to see what Ashablois goes for next in terms of armor. They don't have a Pommel core or a heavy panzer core, but certainly would benefit for some more armor to support the Tiger tank. More telemines. Or did they cancel the previous one? I think the previous one got cancelled. Showing those wing 40. 8 kills, veteran to 1. Tiger tank suffering more damage. What will Angreifen go for next in? Either Jackson, Shermans, spots? Hard to say. Does, I think, depending on what Angreifen probably considers the biggest issue, needs to, like, you know, get cleared out fast. Tiger tank 40 with its 88mm gun. We got 14 kills on it now. Veterans you want. Jackson at it again. Pack out of still abandoned. Really seems like he just completely forgot about it, to be honest. Infantry charging right into the MB-42. Unsurprisingly, not exactly the best tactical choice here for the Americans. And the price is high as several men are left dying in the dirt as the rest of the unit falls back. Scott on the way there for Angreifen. Interesting choice. They're clearly an indicator. He's starting to get more and more concerned about the infantry and the support weapons than the Tiger tank. So wants to bring in some artillery, though again, he could also just recruit the pack howitzer. Ashablois there, briefly considered an armoured car, it seems. Also lost the mortar after, which only abandoned, but still lost. Let's see what they're planning, though. Getting the mortar after back in action wouldn't be a bad idea either. And Ashablois runs off with the pack howitzer. Talk about a steal. That's definitely a nice addition too. Thumbs up to Ashablois. Definitely punishing Angreifen there for not picking up there for so many minutes. And they were so close to his base too, which really makes this particularly audacious there by Ashablois. Tiger tank arriving up north. Shermans they're going to use here. Shots bouncing off the Tiger tank's thick frontal armor, 100mm thick. Second shot miss as well there. We got the pack house now bombarding the Americans. Pack caught in the south, so Pommel cut there for Ashablois and the German army. Could go for Ostwinds, could go for Panzer IVs, could go for Stugs. We'll have to see what they're planning. We do also now have a fragmentation bomb ready. In fact, we to use that one, they'd actually have got full doctrinal bingo since we got mortar half-tracks, Panzer Tactician, Recon Zoflat, and the Tiger tank already used. So, yeah, one fragmentation bomb and Ashablois with a bingo. Ralph's got this being utterly obliterated. I mean, Ralph's Angreifen's also pretty close to bingo himself. I mean, he's used pretty much everything except the Calliope too. So, we're pretty close to bingo for one of them, and who knows how close we might be to double bingo. The Angreifen, interesting enough, is not bothering with the Calliope. In fact, you'd feel go for the Calliope over the Scott, but yeah, wait for the Scott instead of the Calliope. Probably valuing the faster speed of the Scott with its flexibility over the Calliope. It's just, you know, massive rocket barrage. Tiger tank pulling forward here for the center. 19 kills, though. Slowly approaching Meta 2 there. Anti-tank guns bouncing off the anti-tank of the armor there with the Tiger tank. Machine crew, they're almost being hostile here, but the Scott. Setting up with the Tiger tank. Good shot there in the Tiger tank. Oh, the Sherman by the Tiger tank and center. We got Ralph's quarter turning forward here. 224 was 263, still fairly close in terms of victory points. Both players with a bit of area reconnaissance. And there you go, Ashablois about to lose another Grenadier squad hit to the Americans. Can they survive? Yes, indeed. Fortune smiles upon Ashablois here and prevents that Grenadier squad from being utterly hosed. Some mines down here in the southeast by the sound of it. Yes, indeed, telemines. And another Scot from Angreifen. No Calliopes at all. Oh. Again, Scots are pretty good too. It's just, most American players with this kind of commander would just, churning out the Calliopes that they can get away with it. But Angreifen is just sticking to the Scot. So on the big pumping grab there. No idea what Ashablois is planning though. They got plenty of fuel. It's more of a manpower shortage right now that Ashablois is suffering from here. With no clear indicator as to what exactly we're going for here. Stuke would certainly be the most helpful against the armor, and the tank destroyer in particular. Possible, of course, be helpful with just, variety of softer targets plus the air support. And finally, the Panther would just, be a middle ground choice to help deal with armor and infantry at the same time. Got another wipe here on Angreifen. Lieutenant there was the captain. I think it was the lieutenant. Tactical one? Yep, so that's the lieutenant that got host. Showing right to mine there. Again, great work mining there by Ashablois. Thumbs up. Sturmgeschütz on the way there though. Tiger gaining veteran 2 here, increasing range and accuracy, making a much more formidable opponent for infantry. German equipment repaired here as the Titan meanwhile is mauling the infantry crew here and almost had the wipe there. Meanwhile, Scots still blasting apart here and Ashablois infantry in the center there, ripping them apart there in a shower of blood and gore. Titan moving forwards, infantry squad wiped out there, Stug almost done here. Angreifen keeps up the offensive. Great shot there for the Jackson. Veteran 2 gain as it punches through the tank's frontal armor. In the southeast, Sherman's good to go. Infantry pushing forward, but there's an MU-42 waiting, halting the southern flank here by Angreifen. North side is seeing a real action here, and the Scots just sort of tanking the troop. There you go. Jackson being met with Tiger and Pack Fight, plus a Panther Fast here. Scots are bombarding here, and the Jackson goes up in flames. Almost got the anti-tank crew as well here. The Stuke is being rolled forward to the front line, but so far, the Tiger tank is now managing everything else backed up with the Pack 40s. Angreifen is suffering incredible losses here. His forces are being shot to ribbons. Does get some wipes in it, clears out an anti-tank gun crew. We got an anti-tank rifle grenade off here, and we got one Scot in flames. Hack there being bombarded by the remaining Scot. Here's the other one has been completely rendered naught and void. That's engaging could of course try and destroy some of these anti-tanks and deny them to the Americans. Or go hunting for the Sherman. 30 kills in the Tiger tank. It is halfway towards the ace level at this point. 33! I think South is going to possibly catch that Sherman crew, in which case there's Stuke to deal with it. Sherman itself. Anti-tank dealt with. Yep, Stuke being his back up deal with the Sherman on the flank here. He's trying to hide here. You can run, but you cannot hide from the Sturmgeschütz. There we go. Sherman getting cornered here by the mighty Stuke. Trying to desperately escape here. Sherman's about to go up in flames here. This could actually take it past the Tiger tank's line of fire here. Machine that got wiped out. Fairly lucky there for Angreifen. We got 146 to 263. He's managed to buy himself a brief bit of respite here against Ashablois for now. Looking to destroy the machine gun. To deny to his armies. Yeah, no fragmentation bomb at all. Counter 4 there for Ashablois. 5 squads are being hosed out. Counterfast failed to go off there. Oh, never mind. Took out the Sherman. Beaming Angreifen now with no tanks, only a bit of self-propelled artillery. And some infantry squads, plus the MU-42, but the rest is pretty much just gone. But as you block, having the Tiger tank and the Stuke still left, Panther 4 on the way. Looking pretty bad here for Angreifen. Looking pretty bad. Wipe there as well. I think he might actually drop out here. We're just waiting for the games to react on this. Definitely getting that, sensation here. Hands ready, 104, and there we go. Game over, game over. Lost there for Angreifen, victory for Ashablois. A fierce back and forth fight. It was some great action, but Angreifen, I think, tactics got a bit caught up in certain repetitive patterns, which makes it easy for Ashablois to deal with them. Plus, the pack out had not been used to its fullest, I think, was another issue there for Angreifen. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. And of course, do consider donating on Patreon if you like what I do on a daily basis and would like to see me keep doing that. Thank you all for joining in. I hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.